recently I found out that I have H. pylori. What should I do about that? Now, um, as I said, H. pylori, taurine will suppress it, but you have to sort of take, and also you need to basically increase the acidity of your stomach. So you may have to take HCl and stuff like that to really suppress it. The other thing is that it's really important, the Ruteri. That Ruteri, go and check my gut videos. You'll see the Ruteri. That one basically suppresses not only C. diff, but also H. pylori. So you need to suppress it. Now, you could go for the nuclear option, antibiotics, and then basically try to put back the beneficial stuff with Ruteri, with B vitamins and stuff like that. Or you could try and suppress the damn thing in that regard, because that would affect your stomach acidity and absorption, the ability to absorb animal foods as well. So if you're having any issues, and I think you are having some issues, it probably is related to this nasty bugger, which tries to make things more alkaline because it survives much better and proliferates together with candida in a more alkaline environment. Yes, that's why the vagunarized community have so many gut issue problems. They're growing the wrong stuff. I bought the antibiotics the doctor prescribed for that, but I haven't begun taking them because I wanted to ask you. Okay, fair enough. I'm not really into the approach of doing that, but the word is but. I can't either tell you what to do. Now, some people will decide to take the antibiotics and say, I want to get rid of it as fast as possible. Fair enough. But there can be some ramifications with that. Other people go the other approach and say, I'll take a HCl, try to increase the acidity, take taurine in higher doses, plus take a Ruteri, some of these, in a higher dose in order to suppress. And you can actually, remember, in a water kefir, you can actually grow the Ruteri in a larger amount and then use it to basically then try and suppress, H. pylori, and try to increase the acidity of your stomach because it doesn't like an acidic environment. That's, people have H. pylori and people have also candida. And once they have it, it's not very easy to get rid of. But what you can do is you can suppress it. And most people suppress it and have no symptoms. So that's the sort of side. Because it has the ability to go into sort of hiding or, find ways of getting into the mucosal sort of layers and sort of trying to stealthily evade destruction. And then will basically, when it finds an opportunity in an alkaline environment, it will grow again rapidly and try to suppress the mechanisms that try to make its environment more acidic. So what you have to do is really go high in the acidity, because a lot of people have done antibiotics and they end up sometimes with H. pylori, antibiotic resistant H. pylori. That's, that then it really becomes even a more nasty type. And that's the things that I find problematic with antibiotics and H. pylori. There is a combination, I can't remember the exact combination, that the Western Australian researcher used, and that may actually work as long as you don't have some of the newer strains. If you've got some of the older strains, and this is why I can't, you'd have to look at the research of what strains they were used, because I can't remember them off the top of my head. Ask me in the comments area and I'll look it up. Those names look familiar. I think that's the two types of antibiotics. Yeah, I can't remember. It's a long time, I mean, I remember reading this even before my, my cardiovascular issue, where I had a complete transformation in my outlook on nutrition and many other things. So this was before that, in the bad old days of the kibble eating, that I'd actually. So it's a long time. I haven't actually looked into it, but the first one definitely was. The other one also seems very familiar. So yeah, it's you have to combine the two to get the effectiveness. Some doctors are not doing it properly, like those researchers did it. Plus the bismuth that you actually said as well. That combination is the way they did it, and that's how they actually got the result. Yeah, because he infected himself, the actual doctor, I remember, back then. So yeah, and that as well. So if you're looking at this, that's the sort of stuff you need to basically make sure you've got. So basically, memorize these things or write them down that Gary's put there, and they are the things that you need to actually get and make sure you've got to do the protocol properly. I'll try and find out the actual study and the protocol that he actually used, and then I'll pin it. I'll actually add it to my drive, and then I'll actually put a pin there. So, but just put a comment in, and I'll do that.